Well, when I first went to prison, it wasn't no such thing as lining it up. Period. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you had an issue with another race. You know what I'm saying? Like you had like other podcasters talking about why the essays don't give blacks head up fades. You know, it wasn't nobody with that. You know, feel what I'm saying? Because you took a chance. If certain prisons you went to, if you come up in there and they got them big red letters on the wall, no warning shot, who in their right mind finna take a chance of getting hit with this mini 14 just to sock on another dude? No, if you that mad, go on, get your heat and plug him and get on back. So, you know, as far as that line it up stuff, that's some new age stuff or some lower level prison type stuff. You know, in them lower level prisons, oh, you can fight all day like you in YA. And, you know, you just go through that. But in the max camps, you know, the max prisons, ain't nobody there lining it up. No, we stabbing it up.
So did you go from YA straight to prison, or you got out of YA, did another offense, and then end up in prison?
Got out and did another one.
Okay, how long was you out before you caught another case?
From my transition from YA to prison, I was out 2 months.
You get out and you're out for a few months and you catch another case. This is 85?
Uh-huh.
And that's your first time to the penitentiary?
Right.
Was you nervous going there for the first time?
To be 100% honest with you, not really. I was good to go because, you know, you get your training coming through jail. You know what I'm saying? Then, you know, I was in the Crip Module, so, you know, the homies in there, they let you know what it's about, what's going on, and this and that. Cause see, look, I'd only got 18 months. And I could have did you know, 18 months, you do 9 months. I could have did my 9 months county jail lid. But I made them send me to prison. No, bump that. I want to go to prison. I want to get up out this county jail. And my thing was, I was so anxious to spread the brand, and the brand being Fire Trey Avalon. I wanted to go, I was ready to get up in there and let fools know, hey, they got a set on the east side called Fire Trey. Got some hard hitters from it too.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about the county jail before we talk about prison, because you mentioned the module. I know the Crip module, I believe, was 4,700.
No, it was 4,800 first, and then we opened up 4,700.
Okay, so when you first got to the county in '85, the Crip module was already in effect.
Oh yes,
but it was kind of new though. What came out around '83?
It'd been out a few years by the time I got there.
All right, so
full swing.
You go to 4,800. Why 4,800 and not the main line back in '85?
I got snatched up. See, a lot of homies would try to duck 4,800 at first, because when you go to court and they gonna see that you placed in the gang module, and if you got a certain type case, you don't want the judge seeing that you placed in the gang module. So a lot of homies would like duck, shoot the wayside, because like the OSS would come around with certain Crips out of 4,800, and they be looking all over the county jail for Crips. If they see you, they be like, oh yeah, he a Crip, and they snatch you up right there, get your name off your wristband. Next thing you know, you getting called, you packing up, you going to 48. So when they would come around, man, homies used to be hiding under the bed, hiding behind stuff, all up under the sheets. But when you finally but then you got some homies that come in and immediately would just go. So it was a hit or miss, but once you got up in there, you in there. So it's on like Donkey Kong.
Yeah, and was that module designed with 4-man cells or 6-man cells?
No, you had six downstairs. No, you had 6 upstairs and 8 downstairs. But it was really 4 and 6. But in the 6-man cells, you can always have 2 floor sleepers. You got 8 people in that cell, and in the 4 bed, you got 6 people in there. So you can always have 2 floor sleepers.
And was there 4 tiers in that module?
No, just 2.
Just 2.
Abel, Charlie, Denver, Baker.
Okay.
2 on this side, 2 on this side.
And what was the module like? Because that means everybody in there.
Gang bang central.
Yeah.
Gang bang central. You wasn't coming up there mess around, have a snitch jacket, a buster jacket, some on you. Oh, Potter, you seen a bad day, homie. Because now, what I'm saying, if you was a mark, your own homies would feed you to the wolves. Man, no, we don't want him. Fools be hollering down the tier. Hey, cuz, man, this fool down there, woo, woo, woo. Like, what? Man, he punked it. Man, y'all can have him. Do what you gonna do. You finna get, you finna get to business, homie. You had to be really about your thing in 4,800.
And in '85, now we got Crip versus Crip fighting at another level now. Mm-hmm. Was that happening in the module?
Yeah, we're gonna get out. You can call your enemy out, all that. You can get out, yeah. From as soon as you come in, you know what I'm saying? You can get out.
Now, did certain sets stay away from the module?
No, everybody was in the module. Every set was in the module. Every set.
So you got Hoovers, gangsters.
Everybody. When it was just 4,800, everybody. You know what I'm saying? That was one of the reasons for them opening up 4,700 for the overflow. Now, When I say everybody, I'm gonna say everybody except for the 9-0s. The 9-0s had always been over there in 4700 by themselves at first, because you wasn't finna put no 9-0s in there. You know, you just know. Too many Hoovers, too many A-Tray gangsters. It just wasn't gonna happen. You know, so they put the 9-0s over in 4700 by themselves, and eventually, as more and more sets kept coming, and it got bigger and bigger, that they just start putting certain sets, and they split it up. These sets go to 4000, these sets go to 4700. So when 4700 first opened up, you know what I'm saying, Officer Bird and all them, they came down and let them, with the paper, let them know, okay, we got the such and such going to 47. The such and such is going. They start reading out sets that let them know y'all going to 4700. And they shut down one day, and it wasn't nothing but a whole bunch of moving. You know what I'm saying? Going to 4700.
And I guess it was just too many people getting knocked out, getting sent to the hospital, just all of that.
Raped. Yeah, we ain't gonna leave it out. The whole hookup.
Okay, so
killed. Coming there with a snitch jacket on you. They're gonna stomp the life out you, homie.
So I'm assuming they separated the A-trays in the 60s. So which set went to 4700 when that opened up?
They didn't separate.
They didn't separate.
No, they stayed over there fighting.
Okay.
Doing their thing. When 47 first, I was there when we left 4800 and went to 47. I was there. The first sets to go, like I say, the 9-0s are already there. They sent, the Avalons went to 4700. The Raymonds went to 4700. Everything out of Watts went to 4700. The Schoolyards, the Marvins, the PBGs, all the Venice Show lines, all went to 4700. Who else?
Where'd the Hoovers go?
The Hoovers stayed in 48. It was a bunch. Eventually, the Harlems ended up coming to 4700. Who else? Man, I'm leaving a few sets out, but now that was like the gist of it.
And the East Coasters was in 48.
East Coasters stayed in 48.
Okay. Do you think that when they opened up 4700, that did kind of reduce the conflict a little bit?
Reduce the conflict a lot of bit. A lot of bit.
Okay, so you went over to 47 then?
Yeah, all Avalons went to 47.
Okay, and so 47 must have been a little bit more chill then.
Heck no.
No?
No. It was we only had one side of 4700. I think we had Denver Baker, and the essays had Charlie and Abel. You know what I'm saying? We didn't fool with them. We just had that one side. But it still went down. Like one of the biggest get downs I seen was the 9-0s got into it with the Watts car, and they rumbled, homie. Because when we went over there, the 9-0s was about 17, 18 deep alone. And they got into it with the Watts car on the tier one day, and I'm talking about they bumped, it was Bump City. So they ended up moving all the Watts back to 4800. That's when they brought the I take it back. That's when they brought the Harlems and the PBGs and the Marvins over. Because Watts was almost 50 deep. So they had to move all them back to 48, and they brought the Harlems, the Marvins, and the PBGs over then. So, because like day one, as soon as they brought them over, the Schoolyards and the PBGs, Marvins got to bumping. It was, they run like that. That's when you say running fades. They down there in cell 12, back to back to back. Next, boom, 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 next. You know what I'm saying? Getting at it.